Good afternoon, welcome to a Craft and Chat. It is Tuesday the 4th of May 2021. This is part one of a three-part series. So today, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday at 2 o'clock I am going to be going live and sharing with you some new products and also sharing with you some of my favourite things in the catalogue that I haven't been able to order until this morning. So they are on their way to me, I just don't have them yet. So if you're here, could you say hello? Let me know. Let me know where you are from, and we will get crafting. So let me just check on my iPad, make sure I am live. And can you just let me know if you can see and hear me clearly? If you are a regular to my page, you know I've been having some technical difficulties. I believe everything is now fixed, but you never know. So if at any point the picture goes funny, my sound goes funny, I sound like a robot, any of those things, let me know. Type a message in the comments. So Sue's here, Scylla's here, Jen's here, Lisa's here, Anne's here, Marian's here, Gillian's here, Maureen's here, marvellous. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rosie's here too, fantastic. Marlene's arrived as well. This is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so Catalogue launch day. It's been a bit crackers here this morning. That's a good thing. We like crackers, but yeah, it's been busy. It's been busy. I have only found two things that aren't orderable at the moment. One is an embossing folder and one is the bees. The lovely bees that I showed you last week on the colour and contour stamp set, they are on back order, so you can still order them. They will just arrive a bit later, probably the end of March, no, end of May. Oh, it's starting already. I'm 3 minutes in and my words aren't coming out right. Hopeless. Anyway, so the bees, and that's in Europe. So I am aware that I have international friends watching me. Whenever I talk about stock levels, I can only, and shipping and that kind of stuff, I can only reference what's happening here. I'm in the UK and I'm part of Stamping Up Europe, which covers France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, and obviously the UK. So I can sell and build teams in all of those countries, but obviously that's the only countries that I have up-to-date stock information and that kind of thing for. Okay, so quite a lot of people are sending me Star Wars love. So this morning I sent out an email just to let everyone know that the catalogue was live, and saying that, you know, I am a bit of a Star Wars geek, and May the 4th being Star Wars Day, it just makes me giggle. But I am aware that there are people out there who have never seen Star Wars, and that kind of blows my mind, but it then doesn't make any sense to them why we're giggling when we say May the 4th. So for those of you that may never have watched Star Wars, one of the sayings, one of the whole essences of the movie is about the Force. And the Force, and saying to people, may the Force be with you. And obviously it's just a play on words, May the Force and May the Force. I'm sorry. I just felt that I ought to explain it because there are people who haven't ever seen Star Wars. I was having a little email conversation with Jan this morning, and she's like me. She prefers the 3 original movies. So, you know, in the 70s, late 70s, we watched, and I think it's now episode 4, 5 and 6. But anyway, the original Star Wars movies. And then when my kids started watching Star Wars, they started from the beginning. And yeah, that just completely blew my mind. I preferred it when I didn't know who Darth Vader was. But anyway, right, I'm not going to talk about Star Wars. You'll come to see new products, not me bleating on about my geekiness. So yeah. So let me just check. Mum's in the building. Trisha's here, Margaret's here, Anne's here, Sheridan's here, Jenny's here, There's lots of different Jennys. Deborah, Roz, she loves Star Wars and it's her eldest daughter's birthday today. Kerry's saying her hubby's never seen Star Wars. I know there are lots of people out there that have never seen Star Wars. Yeah, Chris is saying thank you because some people missed the significance of that this morning. Angela helped. Good, that's good. Sue said she only watched the originals. No ideas about the new ones. They are worth watching. They are entertaining movies. But it is all a little bit confusing. And Calgary's in the house. So Australia's in the house. Calgary's in the house. Awesome. Okay. So let's see. What do I have to tell you? Like I said, so I've told you about the updates. A reminder that the best deal, absolutely best deal, is to join my team. And you get a discount on all your products. And you get to hang out with me here in my customer area. But also you get to hang out with me in my team area as well. I teach an additional team training every month. So if you love Craft and Chat, I also do team training. And they are very similar in the types of projects and things that we make, but they are completely different projects. So yeah, so we do that. And yeah, it's just a great opportunity. And it's £154 worth of products for £99. So if your list is really long, honestly, joining is the best plan. I'm really happy to talk to you on the phone or via email or message or whatever, but just let me know. So yeah, so that is a really good. Hello, Janet. She's hoping that no one's blown away. Yeah, it is a bit blustery, isn't it? I'm waiting for our water to go off. The water board have put some updates up. They've had some problems with the storm yesterday. I don't know what the storm has done, but lots of different areas across Southampton and into, as in Fareham, have potential for the water going off. So if you're in any of those areas, it's Southern Water that provides our water. So do check on their Facebook page to see if your postcode is included. So I have filled up the saucepans so I don't have to go without my peppermint tea or my coffee, which is what I'm drinking at the moment. And I really need to stop drinking the coffee because I've been drinking coffee since 6 o'clock this morning. When I got up to place orders. So yeah, perhaps I need to stop drinking the coffee. So, okay. So let's have a look. I'm just checking Marion's saying that I'm freezing for a second or two and then it's fine. I'm looking at the streaming and everything looks okay. Is anyone else having a problem? Can you let me know? Okay, so what's been happening in the world of Amanda and Brian? Well, it was a bank holiday weekend, which always throws me because I always forget it's a bank holiday. But we've decorated the understairs cupboard. And I know that is just, it just seems to be ridiculous, doesn't it? But we've lived in this house 15 years and we've never done anything with the understairs cupboard. And so this is a 70s house and the shelves in the understairs cupboard had lino on them. That's how old they were. And they were kind of all tilted and you couldn't really put anything of any weight on it. And for the past couple of years, I've been using what should be the downstairs shower room as like a pantry. And particularly, you know, when we have visitors and stuff and we've got extra food in the house and, you know, the occasional bottle of wine, that kind of stuff. And I've been using it like that. So we do need to actually make that into a shower room, which actually means putting a shower in apparently and a sink. And you can't do that when there's a table that's covered in all of Amanda's extra food. Never knowingly undercatered, that's me. So yeah, so everything had to move out. So we've gone from like 3 rickety shelves to beautiful white walls and gloss work and 5 really sturdy shelves and rearranged everything. The shelves are wider and it's just a joy. And there's space, there's additional space on the shelves. And that was what I really wanted, because when we get to Christmas or Christmas in May, which so long as Boris says we're allowed, the kids are coming home for my birthday, which is at the end of May. So we're having Christmas in May. Then my extras can go on the spaces in the shelves. So I'm very excited. So we've just got the door to hang now and that'll be that. And yeah, then we can get on with another room, which will probably be the shower room. So there we go. That's a big job. Hello, brilliant. Okay. Right, so it seems that everyone is a bit better now. Okay, good. Right, so let's talk about the catalogue. You should have all received your catalogue by now. I would love to know what your favourite product or sweet or stamp set or dies or punch is. Put a note in the comments. And that really helps me actually, because then I know what things that you all like. So type that in the comments. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and show you some of my favourites in the catalogue. And then I have got 3 cards to make. So 3 projects, all using one product suite. So that is going to be very exciting. But there's just so much in this catalogue. It's really, really pretty and I'm very excited. So I'm going to cover you over and move you around. So let's, hang on. Yeah, that's better. It's all right. I've got extra things on my desk now because I have to have my computer here to do the live streaming. And that means I've got less space on my desk. Right, so I'm going to need that grid paper shortly. So I'm going to start with my favourite. I've got that open. Right, so let's flip you over. Now, I understand that when I put this paper over the camera, it makes a really loud crackling sound. It's because the microphone is in the camera. So what I'm going to do is kind of hold it away from it, and hopefully it will work without deafening you. So let's have a look. Let's see. So, I think I'm going this way. I don't know, it might be the right way around. I don't know whether it's gone the right way around. It's tricky. Oh, yes. Okay. So let's move that there, that there, and hopefully you can see that now. Hopefully we are, oh, that's a bit, just trying to straighten everything up. Hopefully. Right. Okay. So let's see. My beanbag's still in shot. There we go. Okay, I will come back to all your list in a minute. So this is my favourite sweet. The only thing in my world that would have made this better is if there was blue in the papers. But don't worry, because I'll be stamping lots of blue with this stamp set. I absolutely adore it. I couldn't order it until this morning, so that was the first thing that I ordered. We will be using this product suite in Craft and Chat in June. So yeah, not this month, not May's, but in June. So we're going to be using that. Then this stamp set, Biggest Wish, is absolutely a favourite for me. You've got Happy Birthday in sort of a block font and a scripty font, and you can put those two together and those two together. It's just lovely, and the hello and the thanks are just, it is such a really useful set. I know I have some scrapbookers and memory keepers and journalers amongst us. This is a day to remember. This is brilliant. It's got all the months, it's got calendar sections. Love it. It's really good. Pansy Petals, page 28. Yeah, if you love pansies, this is really cool. And then there's two more. So I love a punch. So this is Flowers of Friendship. I'm going to be showing you this on Friday. Bloom Where You're Planted. This is really lovely as well. We're going to be using this in Craft Along in July, I think. Yeah, July. So that's really cool. And there is one more that I just want to show you. Page 56. because I've had a few questions about this. So this is called Turtle Friends, and there is a matching punch. And people are interested, slightly concerned, that it looks like a tortoise, but it says turtle. So apparently you can get turtles that have solid looking feet like a tortoise. Does that make sense? So please don't think that you can't have this because its name is Turtle when it looks like a tortoise. Yep. And then this up here, this is really cool. This is a spinner type card with a peekaboo window. So you're going to be seeing this as well. So, but not until it arrives. So I ordered it this morning. You will see it when it arrives. So that's really cool. So let's have a look. So what have we got love for? The peaches, too many to mention. Expressions in ink. Amanda, you've got the same choice as me. Floral squares. Jackie, I love that too. That is on my list. Roz is saying the Wildcats, Turtles, Pansy Punch. And saying the hand-penned paper and colour and contour bundle. That's fab because we're using the hand-penned paper, which I'm going to show you today, in Craft Along and Team Training for May. Completely different projects, as I said before. So we're doing lots of things with that. So that's really cool. Pat's liking Forever Fern on page 71. Sue's saying the Simply Elegant DSP and the Tidings of Christmas DSP. So I actually have that Simply Elegant. I will probably be showing that tomorrow, I think. Simply Elegant and Beauty of the Earth. That's lovely. They're trees and things. That's really lovely. Yeah, so Expressions in Ink, hand penned colour and contour, floral squares, evergreen border from Angela. Which page? I was on page 56, Jan. Rosie, Party Puffins and Peekaboo Farm. And Deborah never even noticed the spinner card. Yeah, so it's a die, so it's really cool. So I'm very excited. There is so much stuff that we can get started with, but what I'm going to do is show you what we're going to be using today. So that is page 104. So it is the hand-penned suite. So just so that you're aware, when there's a suite of products, there is a single number that you can get the stamps, the dies, the paper and any gems, that sort of thing. So there's just one number, so you don't have to put in the whole suite. This is the stamp set, which is really beautiful. It's a very sketchy kind of stamp set, and you've got stamps that go one above the other, if you like. So it's called a two-step stamping. So for instance, this stamp here stamps on top of there, and then it's this flower goes here. And then you've got two sizes of leaves, and those two leaves cover all of the different leaves on all of it. And I did check. You've got this dotty thing, and I'm going to show you the dies later, but it actually cuts this out, and I don't know what that's called. I want to say it looks like, is it Gypsophilia? Baby's breath? I don't know. Have we got any botanists in the house? So there's that. And then what page is the paper on? Page 131. So this is the paper. I'm going to show you the paper in close up. So let's get the papers out. So I have been using this. So if you saw my blog post on Friday, I made a card for my mum for her birthday using these papers. So you've got quite a lot of this watermarked type of effect on the paper. So don't think this is a mistake. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's a watercolor wash. So you've got the green with the white flowers and sort of a more bold pattern. And this is actually Misty Moonlight, this blue, which I am going to use later. We've got some pinks and again some smaller flowers. So that's the same. This is the one that I used on Mum's card. And it's got the Highland Heather on the back. You've got this dotty one. And then this has got the peaches. And then this one, the stripes. And this is Cajun Craze, I think. Oh no, cinnamon cider is the colour. That's really lovely. So really, really beautiful papers. And they're great. The patterns aren't huge, so they work great on cards, but equally, if you want to do a bigger card or a scrapbook page, that sort of thing, you've got lots of different patterns there to go with. This is the stamp set. And as I showed you the other day, we've now got the printing. Right, okay, Amanda, I think what's happening is I've got the autofocus on, and it's because I'm moving things about. So what's happening is it's trying to refocus. So when I start crafting, hopefully that should settle out. The problem that I have is if I switch the autofocus off, then if I hold something up towards the camera and that sort of thing, it won't refocus. So it will be blurry. Hopefully that'll make sense. I'll try not to move so quickly, and then it might just settle out and perhaps slide things. Let's see if that works. So you've got the lovely stamps, and like I said before, you've got the printing on the inside. Okay, so there are dies, but when I get to the I'm losing my words again. When I get to the second card that I'm using the dies on, I'll show you the dies. So for this first card, I am using all new colours. So I've got Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent and Pale Papaya. And I think I'm going to be using those mostly. So that's those. I've got a million stamps. Here, look. We're hoping that's all of them. Yeah, 4 flowers, 2 leaves. Yeah. I need my mat. And I have tried to do some kind of die cutting and things in advance, just to try and help things along. We will see. So let's just pop that underneath there. Okay, so I have got a thick Whisper White or Basic White card blank. Generally, you see me using coloured card blanks. I just want to show you that sometimes I do actually use white. I do. And it's always worth looking and sometimes changing things around if you always are like me and you use coloured card blanks. And I've got Soft Succulent and Pale Papaya to go on the top. And then I've got another Whisper White layer to go there. So I've actually done slightly different matting and layering here. So my card size is my normal size, which is 5 3/4 by 4. But then this is 3.5 by 5 1/4. And then that one is 4 3/4 by 3. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in Evening Evergreen, and I'm just doing that just so that I've got a bit of darker contrast. I'm just going to pop that down. What I realise is I haven't got a stamp out for this. Let me just take that off. And this is the thanks. I just love this. This script is so pretty, it's so fine. So fine. So cleaned that off, pop that back, pop that back. Okay, so when you are stamping this, be aware that these images have shading on them. So you can see some bits of it are darker, some bits are lighter, and they are designed to give a colour wash look. So they're not designed to completely fill the image. So for instance, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but for instance, this image here will, when I stamp it, actually it'll be easier for you to see, but this image will not fill to the outline edges of the edge of the flower, I guess. So when you're stamping it, I'm going to try not to get my head in the way. The best thing to do is to look directly over the top, and I'm hoping that the camera's going to be able to see kind of what I'm doing. Look directly over the top so that you can line it up where you want it to be. So I'm actually going to bring this a bit closer to me so I can do that, and then pop it down, give it a good press. And then can you see it hasn't filled everything in, and it's not designed to do that. It's designed to look like this. Okay, so don't fret. Just kind of look at it, line it up ish, and just stamp it. That one. Ooh. I think. I'm not sure which way around that goes. Hang on. I'm just going to do this one first. So these are 2 flowers. and they go there and there, and you can see I've missed that completely. Let me show you. Look, I've missed that completely. So I am actually going to redo that because even with me and me being happy with it being a bit wonky, that even for me is a tad too wonky. So let's just start that again. So that's that bit. Right, so let's just stamp that one again. There we go. That's a lot better. Try not to ink up the green one. And you know, at the end of the day, this is cardstock. Don't worry too much about making a mistake. The whole point is that you enjoy what you're doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this larger one is I'm actually going to stamp it off and then stamp it so it's actually going to be a paler flower. So you can see how you can actually get like a different kind of effect there. And then I'm going to use the soft succulent on these leaves. And again, they are designed for you to kind of give a hint of a colour. And you can always kind of go back over it if you want to add a little bit extra. And then we've got this bigger leaf. So I'm going to put that one there. Let's go that way around. That one there. Okay, so I just need to do my thanks again. And then I can layer it all up. So get my Tombow. And so on this very first card, all I've got is stamping. Now, if you are the sort of person that loves to colour in, this is a great set as well, because obviously you can get your markers out, get your water painters out, all sorts of things, and actually colour everything in if you want to do that. Let's just pop that down. And there we go. There you go. So that is the first card all done. Hopefully you can see that all completed. These new colours are so pretty. So pretty. And obviously you can colour in all of the flowers different. I've just obviously kept it single tone really. Okay, so that is card number 1. I'll show you all 3 obviously once we're finished. Let me just tidy these ink pads away because we all know what's going to happen if I don't do that. Okay. I don't know whether I'm going to use those stamps later, so we'll just push those to one side. Okay, So this second card, we're going to be using some of the patterned paper and some of the scallops. Let me get the dies out first though. So these are the dies that come in the bundle. And I have die cut them out for you, but I just wanted to show you that this one will cut out this. Now, it looks like it doesn't cut it out when I lay it on top there, but what is it? What am I trying to say? The image on the front isn't full size. So if I just show you on the inside, you'll be able to see. Let me just flip this over so it's the right way around. So that will cut out that image, and this one will cut out that image, and this one's a really cool one, which I'll show you in a minute, will cut out that image as well. Okay, so you've got 3 that cut out shapes, the stamped shapes. This one also cuts out a border around this one as well. And then these all cut out all individual things. So I'm going to show you those. So let's pop them back in here so I don't lose any. I've managed to lose one of my other dies in one of the other sets as well, which I'm gutted about. So I obviously tidied it up and threw it out. Okay, so I've die cut everything here to show you. So let me just move that to one side. So the shapes, you've got this one and this one, and then sort of the blank bit of this one. Those are the stamped images. But then you've got all these flower images. I haven't actually got all the little bits out. Let me just poke these little bits out so you can see them better. So if you like having different die cut elements, flowers and leaves to put on things, this is such a great set. So you've got these leaves, you've got more leaves, another flower, another flower. Okay, so that's 4 different flowers, 3 different leaves, and these, and then another flower, and then you've got this piece, and this cuts a scalloped edge, and I'm going to be using the scalloped edge on the last card that I do, so I'll be able to show you that better. But what I have actually done is I've die cut this and I've used, show you, I've used that die to die cut this. If you also use this outline as well as that die, you'll get this. And I wanted to show you because this is really cool. Because what you can do is you can die cut a frame. I need to put that on a different colour so you can see it. So you can die cut a frame to go around it. And if you like jigsaw puzzles, you can die cut in a couple of different colours and pop all these little bits in like this. If you want to do that. So I'm hoping that you can kind of see how that goes. I am not going to do all of it because we might be here for days. And I have to say, if I was doing this, what I would probably do is mount it onto something like this So Saffron layer, because then you wouldn't have to put the tiny dots in. But there you go. So I'm hoping that makes sense. I'm going to bring it up, let the camera do its thing. So hopefully you can see it really beautifully all kind of jigsawed together. I've got to take those bits out now because I'm not actually going to do that. I'm just using it as it is. Okay. So let's move those. And put those away. So we've got a nice So Saffron there. Right, so I've used some of the patterned paper. I've got one of the scalloped frames. Now, I showed you these last week with the colour and contour bundle. But in case you missed that, this product suite, or this bundle, I think goes beautifully with the hand penned suite. And it has these lovely different scallop frames. Yeah, there's another one there. And these are so lovely, so pretty. And ooh. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this on here, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow, and I've done this before a few times but you might not have seen it. I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on my hand. Now if you have a latex allergy you shouldn't be using Tombow anyway, okay, because it's got latex in it. But if you, you know, have sensitive skin, don't do this. Put it on a bit of, like on a plate or on a silicone mat. And then all I do is I just dab my die cut over the top. And it just then puts glue on the die itself. And I'm going to pop that. Ooh. Just there, and it will stick down, and then you'll need something like a wet wipe just to get it off your hand. It's always easier to do it when it's wet to get it off than it is when it's dry. Okay, so I have got my thanks. I need my evening evergreen. Joanne's saying she's got no volume. Please could somebody just type in the comments to Joanne to go out of Facebook and come back in. It might fix it. So you've got the thanks there. I'm going to put some dimensional pads on this. So I've popped the patterned paper down, and then I'm just going to put this on. Thank you, Anne. I always find that if something's not working, it's the old switch it off and switch it on again. Thank you, Sue. Brilliant. Joanne sorted. Okay, so there is, let me just squash it down a bit. There is a second card. So again, it's a super simple card with your lovely die cut, but it's pulling all the different colours in with the So Saffron and the Highland Heather. Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so that's card number 2. I'm going to have a slurp of my coffee and then we'll get on to the third card. Which is right. Just in case you thought, well, that's a bit strange. Amanda's made some cards and there's not a blue one. Of course, there is a blue one. It's always a blue one. Almost always a blue one, anyway. Okay, so this time I have used the scalloped edge dies, and of course now I can't find them. And I want to explain how I did this. Okay, so we've got lots of yay blue. I'm so pleased you all love blue too. That's why we're friends. So the thing to know with this scalloped edge die is that the scallop is the bit that cuts, and then you've got a stitching line here. So when you're cutting on your card, make sure you know what bit you want the edge to be, as otherwise you'll end up cutting your card in half and not meaning to do it. Okay. So just be aware. So if I show you here on this card, so this is like a standard card blank. What I did was I positioned this with the scallops at the edge of the card, and actually look, I've even got some little offcuts to show you. So if you can imagine, that was the edge of my card, and then I popped that just there, and then I ran it through the big shot and it cut off that little sliver and gave me this beautiful scalloped edge and the lovely stitching. Now if I'd done it that way, I would have ended up with the card, a chunk of the card missing. Okay, so just be aware of which way up it's going. So I'm not using this because I decided that I wanted to make a gatefold card. Now, it was slightly trickier to do this. So if you are in Australia or in Europe, you will have A4 cardstock, which is 8¼ inches wide. And what I did was I scored in from each edge at 2 1/8. So hang on, let me write this down. So I cut the card A4 width, which is 8¼ inches. So I scored at 2 1/8 inch from each side. So I put the cardstock in and I measured 2 1/8 to score, and then I flipped it around and I measured 2 1/8. And what that should do is that should give you a 4-inch measurement across the back. But these two pieces will be slightly bigger. They'll sort of overlap, and I can show you maybe. So when you've got these pieces on there, you'll see that they actually overlap one another. So when they're die cut, they pretty much touch. Does that make sense? Can you see? So they pretty much touch. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully it does. You can all let me know if it does or if it doesn't. Let's get the right flower out. Right, so I was right. I need to clean my stamps and just put these away a second. As otherwise, I won't have the right blocks. So bear with me a second. And I need to make sure everywhere is tidy, because obviously I've got to be back here tomorrow. And if I leave it in a mess, I won't be ready tomorrow. Right. Okay, so I am going to use the other flower from the penned petals, hand penned petals, and I know that this flower is not going to fit on this circle. I know it's not, but what I actually want is to get the main flower in and some of the leaves. Like so. And then I'm going to get the other images. Oh, no, that's the wrong set. What did I just do with the stamps? They're here. So I'm going to use this one. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to make these flowers blue. But if I stamp this full strength on top of the blue, you're not really going to get any definition. So I'm just going to stamp it off and then line it up, sort of, in the general direction. And then, which flower is it? Is it this one? Yeah, I'm going to do the same with this one. And then the same with the leaves. This time I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. But again, I'm going to stamp it off. And I'm going to kind of do several generations of stamp so that I've got lots of different shades of green. Stamp that off twice there. A little bit there. And then a little bit there for I don't know what that bit's called. It's sort of the base of the flower. Hopefully that all makes sense. And then I'm just going to stamp the base just down here. I'm going to stamp the flower here, but again, I'm stamping off. Actually, I might stamp off twice. So I just want a suggestion of that colour. So remember, every colour of ink, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades just from that one colour of ink. So you can see how different that is compared to the darkness of that. So, got a tiny bit of Highland Heather. Now these are the circle dies, and I picked this because it's got the little scallop, and obviously that's going to go with that scallop there in a moment. Hi Julie, lovely to see you. So let's just get rid of those and do some sticking and gluing. So I have got, so that's the inside. I've got 2 panels for the front. I've got 2 more panels for the inside. I've got this, which is for the front, and then I needed a sentiment. And so I knew I needed my grid paper back and my ink pad. And I put on the blog post on Friday for Mum's birthday card that I'd forgotten about the happy birthday and the art gallery sentiments. So do look at this. I mean, this is a beautiful set for the flowers, but these sentiments are just so clean and clear that they are well worth you adding them to your stash. So I'm just going to use the happy birthday. And I'm just going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight and then cut it out. And that is one of the things that I love to do, because obviously you can die cut them and you can punch them out and so on, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to snip it out. And long scissors like this just mean that you don't get the jaggedy edges. That is a bit wonky though. Wonky on both sides, but it's okay. It kind of evens itself out by the time you get to the edge. Yeah, that's fine. We'll pop that on there like that. So let's get this card assembled. I don't know whether I'm trying to convince you or me that wonky is okay, but it honestly is. It really is. So let's get our layering circles together. And the reason I picked Highland Heather was that when it goes on the front, I just wanted to pick a little bit of a punch of colour. So let's decide. Actually, I think I'm going to put that one there. Yeah. So this particular patterned paper, you'll see, has got the similar images to those images on the stamp, and that they are sort of partially coloured in. So there is some black and white bits as well. So that's going on there like so. I'm then putting the same on the inside. And then this is going inside because obviously you need somewhere to write. And then I'm just going to pop the happy birthday up on a couple of dimensionals. It says that clatter you heard earlier with my dimensional box falling on the floor. So this is why you need the teeny ones. Obviously you can cut them down, but it's easier to work with teeny ones if you can. So I'm just going to pop that. It needs to come further down. There we go. Now this is going to go on the centre of the card, and you need to decide which side you're going to stick it. And whatever you do, don't stick the whole thing down, because what will then happen is you'll never get the card open, and that'll make you sad. So I'm sticking it on the left hand side. So I've got my finger and thumb there. So I know this is the side I'm going to put the glue. And don't put it all the way to the centre. Just put a little bit there. And then line it up where you want it to go. Press it down. Julie says she's getting the layering circles. She can't wait to get them. They are beautiful. And then there we go. So let me just close that ink pad. Don't leave open ink pads. Look at the mess. Honestly. So look, you see, so this is why I lose these long dies, because they get tucked up with everything else. I've put it elsewhere, out the way. Right. So let me just show you this one. So obviously this opens up like so. So you've got the beautiful patterned paper, and do think about decorating the insides of your cards. You know, you've got lots of surfaces, you know. And I mentioned this last week, and I will say it again. Today, I haven't actually got that much weight on the front of my card. But if you've got lots of heavy embellishments on it, do consider putting a layer of cardstock on the back of your card, and it will help it balance. So that's card number 3. That's card number 2. And that is card number 1. So hopefully you'll be able to see all of those. Now these, hang on, let me just, this one's not lying flat. Sometimes you just need to reinforce the score lines a bit and then it will encourage it to lie down a bit flatter. It might. There we go. Okay, so what else do I need to say? So I will be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And I'm going to be sharing some more stamps and papers tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. And then again on Thursday. The papers that I showed you right at the beginning, these honestly, something else fallen on the floor. These ones, these hand pen papers. These are the papers that will be included in the May craft along. So if you have already signed up for May, it's actually closed now, so you can't sign up for May anyway. But if you have, they're the papers that we're using. But we'll be focusing on the colour and contour suite, stamps and dies for craft along in May, because I know that you like to know which stamps and things that we're going to be using. So there I'm just double checking. I'm double checking on my letter. Yes, colour and contour with the hand penned papers. Yeah. So so they're going to be what we're using in May. But obviously the stamps go with the papers as well. So you know, there are choices, there are options with all things, but they're going to be the papers that we're using, which are really, really pretty. So let's see what everyone else is saying. Lots of love for the blue card. And the Gatefold card, which is this one. Oh, that's a top tip. Lynn has a magnetic mat on her desk that she puts all her dies on while she's working. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Jen. Anne says she wasn't sure about the stamps and the dies, but she thinks she's converted. That's always the way, isn't it? You think that you don't need something and then actually you do need something. So lots of love for the product suite. I was sending you a hug, Rosie. I hope that everything goes well at the hospital. But you can watch us on the replay. So when you're back, then put your feet up and grab a cuppa and watch. That'd be lovely. Donna, to see you. Margaret's going to see us on Thursday. And Rod's going to see us tomorrow as well. Okay, so I will love you and leave you. And do let me know if you need any help placing your orders, or as I said, if you want the best deal and you want to join my team, then do please send me a message and I can send you all the details. I will be back here at 2 o'clock tomorrow with some new products to share with you, and I'm really looking forward to it. So take care. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.